Hello, Gilles. Hey, I wanted to show you the NeXT cube. So what I've got is that Pico, this Zulu Pico card mounted in there. I've got it kind of at an angle and a bracket. I'm going to move it this way about 2 or 3 inches on the brackets, and then that way it'll be easy to replace that card. And then I've got our little extension cable. And I noticed, let's see if I can get some light back up in there. There's those slats that are in the front of the cube there. And I think that cable fits through them. So we might actually have the extension part fit through into the card as an option too. But I am tinkering with it. And of course it's giving me some grief right now because I'm getting ready to ship and everything's got to go haywire. Good God. I don't know why it just defaulted to boot from Ethernet, but I am going to go ahead. Sound. This is what I'm worried about. I get these things all ready to go, and then all of a sudden, weird stuff pops up. I mean, it's frustrating for me. Okay. So then I got to do this stuff, and it just makes me look like an idiot. I've spent a lot of time on these computers, and I don't know why they do this right at the end. It's almost like they don't want to go. Okay, so I'm going to power down, power back up, and then hopefully this thing's going to boot into the operating system. This card might be buggered because that's the way things go, but I have plenty of fresh cards here. As I say, I may have a future in just making boring videos, retro videos for people to sleep by, because it seems like I spend most of my time trying to repair these beautiful NeXT computers, and I really do a good job. And lately, after 30 years of doing this, it just seems like every single computer wants to battle me on every front. If it's not a keyboard, it's a mouse. If it's not the mouse or keyboard, it's the sound box. If it's not the sound box, it's the RAM on the motherboard or the SD card. Or, we've got new caps on both the dimension and motherboard. I've got a new BIOS battery, new old stock cables, a nice new old stock floppy, a really nice CD DVD, and a brand new Zulu Pico 2.0. I mean, those aren't even available on the market. The good news is it's saying extended self-test system passed. Is it going to give us all of our partitions? Yes. And it does find the CD just fine. And let's see if it's actually going to just let me log in. And I guarantee it's going to find something probably wrong with the partitions in the drive. But, as I say, I've got brand new ones. I'm going to move the Pico SCSI. This thing is ready to ship if it would just cooperate one last time. And once I move it this way, it'll be easy to change that card out if anything happens. We've got the mounting brackets if you guys ever want to just go to a regular SCSI hard drive. And I don't want to look like a buffoon to MIT. I mean, they have to realize when we started, we were dealing with a 68040 25 megahertz cube. I had this nice turbo cube dimension come in for you guys. Had to send it out to get recapped, right? And then we've got the brand new Pico card. These things aren't even on the market. And okay, so it's going to say ignore and so forth. I just want something to go right. Not having a breakdown, just for once, just let me finish up the computer without this run around at the end and ship out. And it's like I'll replace the card and everything will be fine. Once I set it up, I haven't tried mounting it like this on a bracket. If I leave it at an angle, it leaves enough room even for my big fat hands to get in there to be able to change out the SD card. And with this little extender, it might be neat to go out the front I don't know if we necessarily want to have that happen with a display unit, but it is a neat thought, and it does actually fit through those little slots back there you can see. So I think that's cool for someone with a personal cube in their collection. This is something new, so we don't have to open the cube up, disassemble it to get to the SD card to replace the SD. I am not 100% convinced, okay, that these PCBs are the answer for the long-term solution. I like them in a lot of ways, the fact that you can just rewrite them and stuff like that. But for me, it's frustrating when, everything should be working, and I'm constantly experiencing this, but, I'm doing this day in, day out. And I honestly prefer an original SCSI hard drive at this point. A heck of a lot less frustration. Now, if I pick this open step disk, I want to make sure that it will eject. I've been having issues with this, too. Why won't it let me eject... why won't it let me eject a CD-ROM when I have a SCSI SD card? That should be something that works 98% of the time. And now on this BS, it's like, it won't let me eject it. I mean, that's like software 101. Why won't it let me eject that disk? Come on. The only way to eject it is up here in the operating system. Okay. I'm going to calm down, take a step back, swap this thing out. I'm going to try it with just a 2 gig partition, maybe. I don't know at this point. I'm going to try using that little initialization file that she sent over to see if it runs faster. But I don't understand why it's doing this to me. And that's frustrating for me. I want this to be right? And we're right down to the very end. I mean, there's no reason for any of this to be not working. That's what's frustrating for me. I mean, I've done the work. I know it's all the new caps. The boards are in good shape. It's brand new RAM. SCSI, SD. The only thing I can think of, I'm going to try and maybe plug the CD-ROM in at the end. Would that allow me to eject it? I mean, this is Looney Tunes. I've only done like 100 of these systems, and this is the first time it won't let me eject a CD-ROM. Venting done. Appreciate everybody's business. I mean, I should be able, maybe if I go open a terminal window, okay, I could try it that way. Let's see if it'll let me eject on terminal. Or is it going to say, huh? Dude. Of course, my cat is going to come down. I don't know, man. Okay. I'm at wit's end on this. There's got to be a way to manually eject. Let's just type in eject. Really? Okay.